start with the eyeball. I know I'm missing a page. Hold on just a second. I'm missing one page somewhere. Here it is. Got it. Okay, so let's pretend there was a bunch of skull around him. What do you call the skull around your eye? Bony orbit, which I probably never asked. Okay, then you got all this tubing around your eyeball. What's that tubing for? That's for tears. So how do we say tears in Latin? Lacrimal. Remember lacrimal bone last time was for tear bone. So we have the lacrimal stuff, lacrimal apparatus. So which of those things up there is a lacrimal gland? A vote for 9. I have a winner. Number 9 over here. That's on the outside of your eye. So think of a windshield washer. The tears go on your eye here, and they go towards your nose over here, so they wash across your eyeball. It's kind of a neat system. So 9 is your lacrimal gland. That's where the tears come from. Let's find lacrimal canaliculi. Can anyone tell me what number lacrimal canaliculus is?
11.
That's 11. Those are the drain tubes from the eye towards your nose. Those are lacrimal canaliculi. Can someone tell me where a lacrimal sac would be?
10.
Number 10, kind of the top of 10. That's your lacrimal sac or tear sac. You can cross off lacrimal punctum, because I'm never going to ask you about the puncta. That's the opening to the canals, but I don't care about puncta. I do care about the nasolacrimal duct. What is the nasolacrimal duct? Below 10. That's going to go from my nose and tears. So that's why you cry. Your nose runs when you cry. The tears drain down your nose from that system, nasolacrimal. That goes through the lacrimal foramen. Lacrimal. Make sense on your tearing stuff? So you got glands, canals, sac, and ducts. What do you call a tear in doctor speak? Lacrimal fluid. $200. What is the enzyme found in the tears?
Lysozyme.
Lysozyme. Why do you need an enzyme in your tears? Antibacterial. It kills things. So tears will keep you healthy. How do you say number 2 and 3 in doctor speak? Those are eyelids, but you can't say eyelid in this test. You're going to say palpebrae. That's your $100 word. Those are palpebrae. Okay, so now we have the canthi, medial and lateral canthus. A canthus is a corner. So let's look where number 12 is. What corner of your eyelids is number 12?
Medial.
That's the medial, because that's my nose side. If there's one over here, that's the lateral canthus. So canthus are the corners of your eye. Worthless trivia Asians have an epicanthic fold, a fold of skin near the corner of the eye. How about a caruncle? You know what caruncles are? That is 11C. That's the little bump in the corner of your eyeball where your eye boogers hang out. That's where that is. That's your caruncle. Lots of C words. You have caruncles and canthi. So canthus is the corner, caruncle is the bump. Then there's a conjunctiva. What is your conjunctiva?
The white.
Yeah, it's kind of the covering over your eyelids and your eyeball. So remember middle school, you'd pull down your eyelids and show everyone what that looks like? Am I the only one? Okay.
All the time.
There's a membrane that goes over your eyelids on the inside, and then over your eye, and then back under your eyelids. Those are your conjunctiva. So let's name them. What do we call the conjunctiva on your eyelids? The palpebral conjunctiva, eyelid lining. What do you call it when it's on your eye itself?
Ocular.
The ocular conjunctiva. So when you have bloodshot eyes or pink eye, that's the conjunctivitis. That's when the conjunctiva is getting inflamed. You can see the blood vessels in it. That's the lining over your eyelids and your eye. Make sense? So you can't really see that on this model. Okay, eyelash. Let's find eyelashes, shall we? We all know what they are, hopefully?
Yep.
Good. If not, then we'll have to have a talk. So here's my eyelashes down there. Then we have some glands. We have a ciliary gland, which on this model is this little gland just behind your eyelashes near your eye. So there's a bunch of them behind your eyelashes. Anyone know what ciliary glands do? They secrete what?
Mucus.
Not mucus, oil, come over sweaty stuff. So think of them as sweat glands. So there's sort of a sweat gland for your eyelids. There's another one. There's the,
Sorry, your ciliary glands, are they more like medial, more lateral? Or
they're all the way
just
across, but they're more towards your eye than your eyelashes. Then you have meibomiums, or tarsal glands. Those ones are not shown, but they'd actually be between the hairs. So what gland and skin was always next to a hair?
Oh,
The sebaceous. So a meibomium is a sebaceous gland. Why would you need sebaceous gland? What's it for?
Keep your
Oil. I'm to oil your eyelids. So you have basically sweat and oil glands in your eyelids. You just don't call them that. You call them ciliary and meibomiums.
Is that what makes up the crust, like, and
Yeah.
lashes and stuff?
Yeah. So when you get all that eye goop, that's kind of what you're dealing with. And then what do you call it when those glands get all inflamed and big and ugly? That's a stye. That's why your eyelids start to pop out as these get inflamed, pushing your eyelids sort of up and out. That's a stye.
in either of those types.
Either would work. I think it's ciliary officially is a stye, but any of those work. So on the big model, the one you can see is the ciliary. You can't see the meibomiums. But that might be a word question, because it's such a neat word. So doing okay on our basic outside eye. Now come the muscles. Here's where life gets more complex.